Hello?
Yeah,
Where'd you guys go?
we went f***ing crazy.
Oh, it's a good place. I've been there several times. It was a lot of fun.
So anyway, I was saying thanks for the Christmas gift.
Yes, and I said you're welcome. I said it was about time that I got it to you, and so there we go.
Today, we want to talk a little bit about associations. I don't remember ever hearing about National Pest Management when you were in business. Were you a member?
No.
Okay.
No. Why wasn't I a member? I don't know. I just wasn't. I think there was like they were back in the state association up in Albany. Maybe that was it, if I remember correctly. So fuck them. You didn't join them. That's all.
Now you don't have those issues in New York because of me and a couple other few good men.
Right. There's no more monthly meetings. You can't look at your competitors and realize what assholes some of them are. You can't look at them and see a couple of guys are pretty smart, and you don't got guys coming over to you trying to sell you routes and stuff like that.
Times change.
Yes,
I think the lay of the land today, or how things are today, is a true cause and effect from globalization, period. National Pest Management now has a couple hundred countries internationally that are members that come over. The internet and social media has caused less of a reason to have those monthly meetings, right? Look at what we're doing right now. Me and you are recording a podcast. Who knows where you are? Who knows where I am? But we're doing it through the internet. So those monthly meetings are proven less and less necessary, right? Like for me as a business owner, I absolutely want to blow off steam and have a good time. Do I want to have it once a month with all my fellow pest control colleagues? Not necessarily. You know what I mean? Especially since at certain times of the year, 4 nights a week, I'm out with customers or other types of associations where I can get customers. So going to a pest control meeting on a Tuesday night from 5 to 9 or going to a building managers meeting from 5 to 9, I'm going to pick the building managers meeting. And I know what you're talking about, how it was back in the days. And the reason that I brought up associations is because now that we are influencers in pest management, we're getting a lot more people talking to us, wanting to know our opinion, mine and yours. And in social media as well, there's various pest control groups on Facebook. You have Pest Control Fraternity, you have Pest Cemetery for owners only, you have Pest Cemetery for non-owners, you have the Let's Talk Business Mobile, and then you have other peer groups in pest control. And a growing trend in most of these social media groups are, do you see the value in your local association as well as national? And the national one is taking a beating online.
How come?
People just claim to not see the value. There are certain things that were brought up on social media that the National Pest Management Association has no personal touch, that they communicate slowly. Some of the emails that they send out, especially the one in regards to the new due structure, was confusing. The benefits aren't laid out. And this is by both vendors, so meaning like manufacturers, distributors, as well as PMPs. Personal touch or not, if you have questions, you should not hesitate to ask. Send an email or anything like that. The personal touch in this day and age is something that's missing everywhere.
Well, maybe we got to restart that, and I think we could start a trend.
Well, I sent an email yesterday to the New York Association just letting them know that I got to step down, being that I joined these other boards and these other groups. I don't want to take away from the association, and I feel like 12 years given to the state association is a lot. So I told them that my last official event with them is going to be the golf outing in May.
We're still going to go on the boat ride, right?
I'm still going to be with the association as a member and everything like that. But as far as being on the board of directors, I just feel like it's time for me to grow with the board of trustees for the College Foundation, with some of my peer groups and everything like that. I want to focus on that. It wouldn't be fair to either group, you know?
It's more productive. I got it.
It is, and growth is that's what I'm here for. Personal and business growth. So back to the National Pest Management that everybody is talking about, the value and whatnot online. I also agree that the communication is poor. I do think as business owners, if you want something, you need to go out and get it, right?
That's the same if you're a business owner or you're just a person. You want something, go get it. You got to earn it.
So I personally see a lot of value in NPMA. Let's say at $2 million, or they just change their due structures, but just let's say at $2 million, you have to pay them $1,000 a year, right? Their Nissan discount on pickups and Envies is $4,000. So if you buy one truck every 3 years, that's your dues. Just to put it that way, this is brass tacks dollar value. We just got 4 trucks, $4,400 each truck. I needed the trucks. My dues, let's say my dues are $2,000. One truck pays for 2 years of dues. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm with you.
Another thing that we use a lot, as a member, you have access to their board certified entomologist. So we have digital microscopes in the office and we use them. 90% of the time we can identify an insect through them. If we can't, we take various pictures next to a penny and we email them to NPMA's BCE. He may not get back to you that day, obviously, but you have a board certified entomologist telling you what the bug is.
Yeah.
That's a great benefit. You know, you buy a $400 microscope that you should have anyway. You take the pictures and you send it to him if you can't identify it. Another thing that they do, many people may remember, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, MSDS became SDS. And there were a lot of changes. And now, well, especially back then, you had to have all of your employees trained and documented training that they understood the new SDS system and how it was going to work, right? I paid a company to do it, and this falls back on NPMA's bad communication. I paid a company to do it and found out a week after that NPMA had it up on their website for free. Obviously, that's the poor communication, but it's another benefit, right?
Yeah.
We were recently at Eastern Conference. There's a new training that you need to provide to technicians that drill in concrete, obviously for termite work, and they have to know about the silica that comes out of the dust in the concrete. There's respirator training because of the potential of getting silica and ingesting it. That's also on their website. They also have a health exchange program.
What does a health exchange program do?
You could get health care through them. So money-saving programs, right? They have the health insurance one.
Yeah.
The Nissan one we actually talked about. Fleet management discounts.
What is that, fleet management discount?
Like discounts on your vehicles.
So that's the same thing with the Nissan, okay.
It's through Nissan and Enterprise. Personally, I've dealt with Enterprise. Anybody out there, I wouldn't do it. There's no benefit to it, in my opinion. And another big one, there's gas discounts. I think I said that.
Right, okay.
You got to go and find it. NPMA needs to do a better job.
One of the ways they could do a better job, in my opinion, because they're overlooking that little mom and pop guy or people that they're not into computers and they look at stuff and but if they send them snail mail, they'll take a look at it and they'll say, oh, we could get this discount, we could get this, we can get that, which they're not going to look at on there. They're a small percentage of people, I admit, but they're a percentage that you bring it in is going to, raise membership and raise dues. So you think snail mail would help? Yeah, snail mail would help in certain cases. Like for you, you don't want to read that. But if you like maybe you're a mom and pop, or maybe you got 1 or 2 employees or whatever. Yeah, your business is done more on a personal basis. You're never gonna make $1 million a year. Maybe you'll be up around $750 or something, and you're making a good living for yourself. You're keeping expenses down, and you see you can get these trucks. You got to pay dues, whatever $750 is. You buy one, you saved it already. Maybe you want to get health insurance there. You read about some stuff, and I don't know, maybe it'll bring you into the 21st century. When you start talking about, you can use their entomologist, and if you take a picture, some of them are just going to say, F it, but maybe I can get a new car. I'll join for a year, and I'll F them. I'll pay the dues for a year, and they'll never come back. And maybe they won't, but maybe they'll say, wow, this was a pretty good deal. So I don't know if it's a small majority now that I think about it, because I think the bulk of the pest control industry is mom and pop. No?
No.
Yes.
You're correct. And
Yeah.
at all of these national association meetings, it is about getting those small mom and pop companies. And not even
snail mail.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? We spoke about this when I was at CO2 about the number of younger people coming into the workforce, that some people use that dirty word, millennials. The younger people coming into the workforce are not looking at snail mail. So the small portion of small companies that you refer to as mom and pop, companies under $500,000, that's a large number in pest management. But they're not all older people that would prefer snail mail. Like me, I could care less about snail mail. It annoys me. I'm sure I've thrown things out just because it's looked like bulk mail that I probably could have benefited from. So NPMA loves surveys. So maybe...
You're sounding just like Mayor de Blasio and that other asshole up in Albany. Let's do a survey first. We'll spend money on a survey.
But Hammerhead, listen to me. Surveys work. Don't ever compare me to a jerk-off politician again. I don't want snail mail. I don't want it.
Okay, you can't have it.
But my point is if I click no as a member and you click yes as a member, it does two things. It gives the members what they want, and it cuts a cost for the association. Everybody listening to our podcast, you let us know. What would you prefer from national? Would you prefer snail mail or would you prefer email? And if you remember what we spoke about with Lorne and the Google guarantee and everything, a review is almost like a survey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We need these things. And and think about it. If we were still running the association, right? There's 600 members and we got to pay whatever it is, 47 cents, or we probably got the bulk rate, so 35 cents.
Yeah.
For 600 members, or 400 members say they don't want snail mail. Now we only got to send out 200 pieces of mail 10 times a year.
How do we do the survey?
It doesn't matter. That's not our job. We just did our own podcast survey where we're asking our people to chime in. The point of the survey is to test your audience, your constituents,
right,
and to see what they want, and then give them what they want, which... Honestly, even though it's through email and stuff like that, you're trying to get more personal with them by seeing and gauging what they want from you as an association or from us as a podcast. Hopefully, NPMA is listening to us, which I know some of them are. I know you're out there listening. Take some of this and use it as food for thought, but also... You guys should be on all of the social media and seeing what people want, and instead of giving these generic responses like this is what we do and everything is fine and blah 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 blah, I think it should be more of a personal touch. I think they need to take it and listen to what everyone's saying.
I'm all for that. The state association, what are they going to do?
The leadership development groups at all of these national events are all about... Every state is not struggling, is the wrong word, but every state is trying to figure out how to get more people in, because in the past it was all about credits and people came out to get credits. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So,
yes, definitely.
Again, it's catering to your audience, and something that you guys didn't have, or maybe I wasn't aware of when I was younger, was more business-minded seminars.
You're absolutely right. Every time I propose that, how many credits do we get for that? You don't get no credit. Oh, that shit. Which I took as something that was good, because I realized that the competition was not that strong in certain areas.
It was good for you, right? If everybody in my industry is at the top level, then we all grow together, right? Because I don't really think anybody can do it better than me. We all could rise together through learning. I understand where you were coming from. That you realize...
No, you're not all going to rise together, because not all are so ambitious. And I don't give a shit what you throw at them. Not everyone's going to rise together. You know, water seeks its own level. You ever hear that?
Yeah, and isn't there another thing about the tide rises together or something? But I don't care about sayings. You know that's the point of the podcast, right?
What's that?
That we're here to help improve the industry and make everybody better and give information that maybe a local association or a national association or whatever is not providing properly.
Okay, I got it. Yeah.
Bringing the experts out. I dare say that you and I are experts. So
absolutely.
Yeah. But my point is that the business part, things change, things stay the same, right? We had a very famous sales guy donated by a distributor when we first merged all three associations, and we had a breakout session during the spring fling at Russo's on the Bay with this, probably the top sales consultant in pest control, right? There was 8 people in the room.
That just proves my point.
4 of them were from my company. My point is that we need to, as business owners and as a pest management professional running a business, you need to work on your business, not in your business. Time and time again, we need to reiterate that.
Yeah, well, what you don't understand is not everyone that owns a pest control business is a businessman. A lot are just route guys that they got their route. They're doing their route. They're not businessmen. They're doing their route. Hey, that's my route. I'm making money, man. It's my route. I keep all the money. Make it grow? What the are you talking about? Make it grow? I know everything there is to know. Yeah, this is not uncommon.
I agree, but guess what?
What?
We want to do our best to educate them and make them businessmen, because the more professional image, you taught me all of this, the more professional of an image our entire industry has, the better we all are. I know you agree with that.
What I think I said is the more professional our men and us look, the better off we are. I don't think I said the whole industry.
Really? That's why you weren't yelling at guys, you sloppy bastard, put a suit on, wear something better, look at your ketchup stain.
Oh, maybe there was, maybe you're right.
I'm right. I know what I'm talking about. I wear suits because of all of that stuff that you said. You were always telling guys how to better themselves and dress better, and you got to present yourself better and this and that. And we're just continuing that in the podcast. You could lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. But we are going to try and drown some of these MFs because we need them to be better so that we can continue to make money.
Okay.
All right? And that's what the podcast is about. Remember, that's what we're here for. We're here so everybody could get everything they need from us and learn everything they need to know about how to be a better business person, how to be a better service technician if they're doing service tech. We're not just here for owners. We're here for the entire industry, from salespeople to commercial techs to residential techs to CFOs and CEOs. We are running the whole gamut of a pest management and really a service business and touching on all aspects. So, NPMA, good or bad? What do you think?
I think you got to have a national association just for the show. I got a national. When I first heard about it, I didn't think much. Then when I had the time, as the company grew and I went down, I was impressed. You get to talk to these thieves that people elected. Changed my outlook on politicians, but I was glad we had an association.
From running associations for 12 some odd years, there's always going to be critics. So my personal opinion is that NPMA has value. And I think that we've shown you some of it here. And I think that it's only as valuable as you make it. With all of your associations, I also think the local level state associations have value as well. But I think as a business owner and as anybody really wanting to perfect your craft, you need to follow it all. So I suggest getting into these social media groups, because these are peer groups just through the internet, really. You have the owners only, you have technician ones, you have everybody from a company, from sales. NPMA has a good website. Your local association, I can speak of a few, have good websites where they work hand in hand with NPMA. What we always talk about, the only constant is change. Same as in your business, a smaller pest control business can make changes faster than the big boys. And this is said to be, in my opinion, the same from a national association to a local association to a Facebook or Instagram group, that the Instagram and Facebook group can make changes right away.
Right.
And then on a national level, it takes a long time. That may be partially where some of the communication issues are, and part of the personal touch is missing. But I would encourage national to listen to people, because we really are the now for the industry. People like myself, Paul Bello is somebody that speaks a lot on the internet. He's controversial to some people because he testifies. He's an expert witness. You got Pete Chopin from Chicago, who is very active in the industry. They have a lot of good things to say, and people are listening to us. People listening to me and you. How scary is that?
Homeric.
Yeah, Homeric. I do find NPMA has a lot of benefits, certainly value for what you pay. And I think, like with everything else, there's certain areas that they're lacking and they could do better in. And I think if they listen to their people and not just that top core of maybe 50 people that are always at every meeting, but if they check out these social media groups and see what people are saying. The president, Dominique Stumpf, is in the pest control fraternity one and responding, so maybe they are onto it a little bit. I just think that they will benefit from listening.
Mr. and Mrs. America and all the ships at sea, I hope you're paying attention to this. I need some feedback here. Get off your ass, get your fingers typing, or send me a note. I don't care. Say whatever you want. I'll get back to you. Okay, anyway, on a more gentle note, have a wonderful day, and until we talk again, God bless you.